Alethea Felton, and welcome to the Power Transformation Podcast. If you're struggling in your life with self-sabotaging and negative thoughts that leave you feeling stuck and limit you from moving forward, I can help you. As a holistic health and empowerment coach, I help people identify, challenge, and conquer those thoughts in order to make simple and practical changes to improve overall wellness. Let's remove those limitations, for the time is now to create your power transformation. I am so happy that you have joined me for yet another episode of the Power Transformation Podcast. And I also want to welcome anybody that is new to our podcast community. We are so happy to have you. And oh, it's a great episode today. And I want us to jump right in it. And as usual, we start with an affirmation and we close out with an affirmation. I'm going to repeat the affirmation once and then you repeat it. I create space in my life for more joy, peace, and energy. Well, I am so happy today to have this fabulous guest, and I am so glad she has decided to be a part of the Power Transformation Podcast, because what she has to share, all of you need to listen, share. This is going to be a wonderful episode. But then again, all of my guests have been fabulous, but I am happy to welcome Felicia Messina-D'Haiti. Hi, Felicia.
Hi, Alethea. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Thank you, girl. I'm so happy to have you. And we're going to jump right into this. First, will you let us know what is your official title in this space that you practice in?
So in this space,
Mm-hmm.
one of my titles is Soul Coaching Master Practitioner and Trainer.
Okay, soul coaching. So I noticed that is trademarked or copywritten, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is soul coaching? What do you mean by that?
Soul coaching is a system of coaching that was developed by Denise Lin, and who is like a remarkable healer, teacher. And the system allows people to clear out their mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical stuff that gets you stuck, so that you can really tap into your essence and tap into like your purpose in life,
Mm-hmm.
and really listen to your soul and let it guide you to make decisions and to create your life.
That's interesting. So how is soul coaching different from life coaching, or do they go hand in hand?
It's I would say it's a form of life coaching that
Oh.
really that focuses more on well, I guess life coaching focuses on tapping into your essence too.
Yes.
So in the soul coaching program, there's
Mm-hmm.
different weeks that are kind of aligned with the like different directions. So Denise is from Native American heritage.
Oh.
So and aligned with the elements. So air represents the mental aspects, water, the emotional, earth, the physical, and then fire, the spiritual.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems as if soul coaching is very intentional about clearing clutter of sorts. So
Yeah.
clutter in terms of, when we think clutter, we think perhaps about piles of stuff in our home, but does clutter necessarily have to be that way? So I guess that the question I'm trying to ask is, does soul coaching focus on that clutter, that junk, that stuff that we hold on to? Talk more about that.
So it does in many ways. So it focuses on like clearing that stuff. Like clutter is anything that can clog your path or get in the way, stop you from moving forward, keep you stuck in the past, anything. So it could be ideas that you're holding on to, emotions that you're holding on to. It could be that you've transformed and changed. Maybe you started a new career, but you're still holding on to all of the patterns and ideas from your last career. Or you have regrets in your life that you're holding on to, and it's not allowing you to be your full, wholesome self.
Oh, wow. So let's put a pin in that. I'm going to come back to it, but I'm curious now. What is your story? What inspired you to get into this soul coaching realm in order to help other people?
Mm. Oh, wow. So many years ago, it might have been 15 years ago, I went to a retreat and I was having a one-on-one session with the woman leading the retreat. And I was saying, I'm teaching, but I feel like there's something else I should be doing in my life. And she told me to make a list of all the things that I enjoy or all the things I'm interested in, and I would find whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing. And I didn't 100% believe her, but I did it anyway.
Yeah, right, lady. Okay.
And so I had things on there like yoga and art and teaching and interior design. There were all these things. And I started doing Google searches and kept coming up with Denise Linn's name and her school of feng shui. And so feng shui is, in case anybody doesn't know.
Yep, because I was about to ask.
Okay. Is
Go ahead.
how you arrange your space to support yourself. So how do you arrange your environment to be supportive and of your goals and dreams? And once I started learning about the feng shui, it also included clutter clearing. But then I realized that, sometimes people can make changes in their outer environment, but if they don't make changes within themselves, then there's still going to be like a misalignment of the inner and the outer.
Oh, yes.
And so that drew me. I found out that Denise had also created this soul coaching system, and it seemed like the perfect fit to put with the feng shui so that I can support people in kind of clearing out their inner clutter and then working on how that is going to be reflected in their outer environment.
So how did going through this process yourself help you? Did you see changes in your life, and how?
So it did. It helped me to Well, it helped me to create my business for one, and to help other people. It helped me to kind of get out of habitual routines. So, for example, I hadn't done a lot of public speaking. So I do more like talks, I go to vendor fairs, I do workshops, and these are things that I wanted to do. But there was some like, oh, I've never done that. That's not like my regular job
Yeah.
type thing. And it also opened the door to me writing parts of books. So I've been part of I think now it's like over a dozen collaborative books.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. It totally opened up opportunities for you. Were you able to see your life path more clearly?
Yes. And I was also able to appreciate my path because it's like I started off thinking I was going to be a doctor, or that's what I wanted. I wanted to be a doctor. So I started off in pre-med, then went through art history, and then I ended up teaching. And, sometimes I was I wanted to be a perfectionist, and I'm still recovering from that. um, but it gave me appreciation for, like, the path may not be straight, but it led me to where I am today.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So, in terms of this feng shui, I want to kind of backtrack that. Could you give us an example of how you would implement that in a person's physical space?
Okay. So usually when I work with a client, first we'll do a meditation,
Mm,
is so that they can kind of tap into their vision for their home, or
hmm
what do they want to experience in their home? Like, do you want your home to be a place of peace, a place of joy, a place of abundance? Kind of tapping into, like, what is it that you want, what energy or what, like, feeling do you want to have when you step in that door
hmm
at home? And then we work with, well, the first step is clutter clearing. So
hmm
if you want your place to feel abundant and you just have, like, clutter around, it's kind of blocking the real abundance from
Oh,
coming in. The clutter blocks whatever you want from coming into the space. So once the clutter is taken care of, then we work on, like, what colors should be in the space, what images do you want, um, how to set up the furniture so it's like a nice flowing energy in the space.
yes, because I've heard that feng shui, where things are positioned, are really important because even something as simple as, where the staircase is located or different parts structurally to a home can affect feng shui. I've heard that, but we can
Yeah.
actually do a whole other episode on that. But
Mhm.
I want to hone in more about this cluttering aspect. So let's talk more about this decluttering. We hear that word in a lot of places. So many people have clutter in their physical space. But let's shift now to really talking about how there is more to decluttering than simply getting rid of blocks. It is really a spiritual journey or a spiritual quest in a sense. So let's start talking about that. What are examples of clutter? How can it affect your spiritual health? What does it do for the whole person, mind, body, and soul? And you can take it in whichever way you want. Mhm.
Okay. So most often, I would say probably all the time, physical clutter is a manifestation of mental, emotional, and spiritual clutter. A lot of it stems from fear. Like, it could be fear of the future, fear that, so if, for example, if you ran track in high school, but now you're in a space where running is like the last thing that you're thinking about because of health concerns, but you have all your track trophies all over the house, you're kind of holding yourself in a space where you're not appreciating where you are now. And it's
Mm.
like, look at what I used to do, but I can't do that anymore. So that creates kind of a disconnect, where it's one thing if you're grateful, like, oh, and display, like, a trophy that, oh, this reminds me of, or I'm grateful for being able to run at this time. But if you're holding on to it, like, oh, those were the glory days, and things are just going downhill from
Oh.
there.
Yeah.
um, then it's like kind of clogging your energy and your emotional space.
Mhm. Mhm.
Whenever you have projects that you've started but don't finish, if pieces of that stuff is all over your house, what you're telling yourself is, I don't finish what I start.
Ooh.
So why should I start anything new?
Wow.
So there are different messages that, you might see the physical clutter, or it might be there, it might be under the bed or in the closet, or, you might not see it, but subconsciously, it's there, and it's telling you things about yourself.
Mm.
So one way to kind of sift through and decide what's clutter and what's not is to really tap into, like, what is your intention for your life?
Mm.
Do you want to live like a courageous, joyful, prosperous, healthy life? Like, figure out what it is that you want in all aspects of your life, and then take a good look at what you're surrounding yourself with and say, are these things giving me the messages of that I am joyful, healthy, and
Wow.
courageous?
Mm. What do you say to the person who just simply says, well, I just like all of my stuff and I like all of my accomplishments. And yeah, I might have some clutter here and there, but it's not really a big deal. What do you say to somebody like that?
Well, that's interesting, because I also believe that people should not be separated from their clutter unwillingly.
Hmm.
um, because
Why is that? Yeah.
we do have like energetic attachments to our stuff.
Mm.
They've done studies where they've had college students pick up, like, just hold a mug and hold different mugs in the store, and then later bring them back, and they all wanted to buy like the exact mug that they held. It's like,
Interesting.
and that's that plays out also when you go to a car dealership and they want you to get in the car. They want you to get in the space of the thing, so
Hmm.
that your energy can kind of mesh with the energy of the
Hmm.
thing. And that's why, we try on the clothes, we try on things, you're more likely to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me kind of just pause here and you can keep it real with me. We hear this term energy going around so much now, okay? And I have come across people, and just like you, I'm a woman of faith, and I've come across people who hear the word energy and sometimes see it as hocus pocus or what does that mean? In layman's terms, how would you define energy or describe it more so? What
Mm.
is energy for a person who might not be clear on what we as holistic health or alternative health practitioners say? What is energy?
Hmm. So,
I know
in
I probably should have told you I was going to ask that, but it just popped in my head. So we're just going to
yeah,
go ahead and go with it.
if we want to talk about it in a scientific way,
Mm-hmm.
like, so we're all made out of molecules,
Mm-hmm.
and molecules are always in a state of vibration. You have the nucleus and the protons, electrons, always,
Uh-huh.
everything is like vibrating all the time. Even so, music has a certain vibration, colors have a certain vibration. So energy is really just what is the vibration of the space that you're in.
Yes.
And even your own personal energy, like, because we're made out of matter, physical matter,
Mm-hmm.
and we're always vibrating too.
Yes. And I'll I will pause here. People, when we say vibe, it's the vibes. That simply means vibrations. That's all it is. It is an abbreviated way of saying vibrations, okay? And all of that is interconnected. So in terms of the energy attached to clutter, the clutter a person has in their physical space, how can that affect a person's energy as a whole?
Mm. So a lot of clutter can make a person feel constricted. And it's kind of as if your energy is being choked out by the stuff.
Mm.
So it could make you feel constricted, kind of trapped, like you don't have freedom to do things. It can also lead to, I mean, depending on how much clutter it is, it could lead to sadness and depression.
Wow.
Because if you're surrounded by all this stuff, it could feel overwhelming. Um, you don't know what to do with it. It makes it harder to make decisions because, it's just all this stuff going on when
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we just need a clear, clean space to think
Mm-hmm.
and breathe.
Now, what's your process in terms of if you were to take someone on as a client, what is your process to help them toward their path of decluttering as a spiritual journey? What would you do with clients?
Mm. The first thing I start out with is working on intention setting and doing some meditation and kind of getting clear on, what is the essence of your intention for your space and for your life, like it's tied in together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then I have the client fill out a survey that kind of gives me an idea of how they feel about the space, how they feel about it now, and how they want to feel about it in the future. And then we create a roadmap together to which areas of the house to work on first.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just go room by room to see what is, and there's different meditations we can do in each room to look at objects and see, like, did they make your energy go up or your energy like feel deflated or go down? And maybe sometimes clutter might be clutter in one space, but not another space. So seeing where it might be more appropriate to put different objects.
Explain that where you say clutter in one space, but not particularly in another. What do you mean by that?
So if you were keeping it's like all your books piled up in your bedroom, it would be, and every night, the last thing you see before you go to sleep is a pile of books that you haven't read.
They just sitting there like, read me. Yeah.
It's not the most inspiring thing to
Uh-huh.
see. So, but if you had space for like a library or space for a bookcase and you arrange those books in a different way, they wouldn't be clutter in that space. But
What
in
if
the
you have
bedroom,
what if you have the bookcase in your bedroom? Should you probably move it? See, look, I'm telling on myself.
probably.
See, see, I'm telling on myself right now. If I had a bookcase with all of the books in the bedroom, with the books that I haven't read in years, because I switched over to Audible anyway. But anyway, I'm telling on myself. So that's a good point. In a case like that, they wouldn't necessarily be the best place because a bedroom is to sleep, unwind, relax, and rest.
Yes.
Ah,
So you're
that's
also
something.
thinking
Yeah.
about, what do you want to happen in the space and what do
Mm-hmm.
you want how do you want to feel in the space?
Well, yeah, I understand now. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I kind of told on myself with that one. It's just ironic that you would use that as an example. And I'm wow, okay. It's a neat bookcase, but still, you're right. It just doesn't fit the purpose of that space. What have you heard in terms of after you work with clients? Do you follow up with them? How have they told you that it has helped their life, that they feel more at ease, that they're clearer? Tell us about that.
I do follow up. I do
Mm.
periodic check-ins.
Mm.
And they have just, what you said.
Mhm.
People feel more clear about their life. They feel happier. They I don't know if probably the word productive isn't, well, they use the word productive. they feel like they can get more done because they're not
Mm-hmm.
spending time looking for stuff
Mm-hmm.
that they don't know what they did with.
Mm-hmm.
And also they feel more purposeful. So if you surround yourself with only the things that you're passionate about and that you care about, that brings much more like joy into your life than to having things around you that like, ooh, I should have done, it's like getting rid of all
Yeah.
the shoulds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. And so as a soul coaching practitioner, um, with the decluttering aspect, I also know, and I didn't say this, but I also know that we've talked offline about your work as a Reiki practitioner,
Mhm.
Reiki
Reiki.
practitioner,
Yep. Mhm. Reiki.
Reiki. What exactly is Reiki? And then also share, does Reiki also have a connection to helping people clear up clutter in their lives?
Mm, yes. So
Okay.
Reiki
Hmm.
is the type of Reiki that I do is Usui Reiki, which it was first documented in Japan. And really, it's a way to channel, we're going back to the energy thing.
Hmm.
It's a way to channel energy through your body to promote like balance and healing. So,
Oh.
sometimes energy can get stuck in our body in different places. So if through either sickness or could be through trauma, there are, many reasons why energy could get stuck in our body. Reiki is
Hmm.
just a way of like channeling the energy through so that your body can come back into alignment or the energy can be rebalanced.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
how does it connect with clutter?
So it's kind of like clutter clearing the energy fields that are in your body
Mm.
and that surround you.
And I want the audience to also know that when we are talking about these methods, which are ancient methods, they have been studied for centuries and they have scientific backing behind them. And that, yes, while they are scientific methods, they also have very deep spiritual meanings to them. Because if we aren't whole within ourselves, how can we be of support to just not ourselves, but also to others as well? So that's a very key point that you've made with this. Now, let's say that a person clears up the clutter, they are feeling okay for a while, but even with the decluttering happening, they're still not getting that full spiritual peace and tranquility that they need. Would you then say that it could be because there's more emotional clutter within as opposed to the physical clutter?
Yeah, it could be emotional or mental clutter.
Mm,
And in the soul coaching program, there is like a 28-day program that takes people through like exercises to clear your mental space, exercises to clear your emotional space,
got it.
exercises to clear like your spiritual space. Um, so I would take them through the different exercises to kind of get clear on that. And Reiki could help with that too,
Hmm.
kind of clearing the inner energy.
Do you still use, although you have clients, do you still find yourself using these practices on yourself to keep your mind, body, spirit, all of that health in alignment?
Definitely.
Hmm. How
Def-
so?
Well, I will go through the soul coaching 28-day program myself.
Hmm.
And I find that each time I go through, I'm able to go deeper into the exercises and learn because, we're like learning and changing every day. So if you go
Hmm.
through the program periodically, you'll see how you've changed from like the beginning to the end, and then where you start again is you're in a different place.
Mm-hmm.
I also do practice Reiki on myself, and also, meditation and prayer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so if a person wanted to do this type of decluttering, if they wanted to work with you, for example, how would they go about contacting you? How can somebody reach out to you if they wanted these type of services?
Mhm. Well, they could email me.
Okay.
Do you want me to give the email?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So they could email me. My email is Felicia@FeliciaDehaiti.com.
Could you spell that?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So Felicia is Felicia at FeliciaDhaiti.com. Or they could find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Soul Transformations. Or Instagram. Instagram is soul_shift.
Okay. And there's a slight pause there because I'm writing them down as well, so I can put them in the show notes so people can also see that there. Okay. And what I want to also do, I'm sure, audience, you heard a lot of giggling and laughing amongst us. Let me tell you, this is just how we are. I have known Felicia for 17 years now. She and I used to work together at a school in Maryland, and I was a Spanish teacher and she was an art teacher. And our classrooms were side by side downstairs in the basement, in the basement, literally. And we had each other along with a music teacher who was also on that floor with us. But she has I never would have imagined that she would have um, just not been a colleague, but over the years has come to be a friend. And on a personal note, she did two major things for me, and I want to give her credit. The first was she and her husband had an extra ticket to go to Disney World. And they asked me to go because the person that was supposed to have gone with them was not able to go. At the time, she had three small children. There were no strings attached, anything like that. And I went on a week vacation to Disney World. I was 24 at the time. And it was my first time ever going to Disney World. And to this day, that was one of my best trips. Disney World is magical. I'm just going to say that. And it felt amazing for me at that age to go. And I was like, wow. So I am always grateful for she and her husband who did that for me. And another thing she did on a more serious note, but also personal note, one of my very close friends passed away in 2017 of colon cancer. And this friend was only 32 years old, Shadari, love her dearly. I, as well as some loved ones, were actually with her when she took her last breath, June of 2017. Felicia had a particular experience that really bonded Derry and her. And what Felicia did was she took time out of her busy life to get to know my friend, but also during that friend's last days, she provided such love and support and care for her as my friend made her transition. And I have never quite articulated. I don't think I could articulate it then because I was so emotional then about it. But now I can say, nearly 6 years later since that friend's passing, is that what she did for my friend meant the world to me. And these are the kind of people that make the world a better place. So I can guarantee you that when you use her services for soul coaching, to clear up clutter, Reiki, whatever it is, you will not leave disappointed. And I thank you in your hectic schedule for just taking time out to be on the Power Transformation podcast. And if you have any closing words or thoughts, you may say so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
She didn't know I was going to say all that, but anyway.
No, I didn't. Thank you. It has been, my honor and pleasure and joy to have met you and be your friend for all these years. And, I can say too that I deeply appreciate the support that you have given me. And also what you didn't mention, and what I didn't mention earlier is that I am a 3-time cancer survivor.
Yes. Yes.
And
yes,
so
y'all. 3-time survivor. Yeah. Yes.
So I do appreciate all your prayers and support, and I love seeing how you've transformed as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. She has seen me from my 20s and now I'm in my 40s. So she has seen early 40s and I still look good and she still looks amazing as well. I'm just going to put that out there. But anyway, no, seriously, I really appreciate that because she's right. She has literally seen me grow up, and she's originally from this Washington, D.C. area. I'm not. And that can be a tough adjustment when you're not from here, trying to shift and make it. And she was one of the many people who helped pour into me. So thank you for that. And I hope this isn't the last time that I will have you as a guest. There's plenty more that we can talk about soul work and spiritual life and things of that nature. And I thank you again for joining me. And I love you so much.
Thank you. Love you.
Didn't I tell you that it was going to be an absolutely wonderful episode? And that it was. And I think it's timely for us to repeat our affirmation. I will say it, and then you repeat it and truly take it to heart and take the action steps needed. Here's the affirmation. I create space in my life for more joy, peace, and energy. If you enjoyed today's show, then you don't want to miss an episode. So follow the Power Transformation Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you usually listen, and remember to rate and review. I also invite you to connect with me on social media at Alethea Felton. That's at ALETHEAFELTON. Until next time, remember to be good to yourself and to others.